Today we will start the first chapter of first unit, that is your profit and loss. And you know that profit or in the one of the most important objective of a business is to earn profit, and no profit, no business. Like food, in case of human being, that is profit is essentially needed for the business. Then for its growth and for its sustenance, profit is essential. And here today we will discuss what is this profit, how profit is being calculated, and all those things relating to profit we will discuss. You know that is in common sense, profit is the difference between the sales price of an article and its cost price. And if the sales price is more than the cost price, then we say the businessman makes a profit or profit is earned. And if this on the alternative or on the reverse, that is, if the cost price is more than the sales price, then there is loss. And here, that is, the thing is, what is this cost price, what is this sales price, and different other concepts like market price and your quotation price and mark price and all those things we will discuss. Then what is the cost price of a product or service? Usually you will, in your cost accounting, you will read in detail how costing is made, and in your financial accounting you will read in detail how the cost, how the profit of an organization is found out and how the profit and loss account is prepared and all those things. But in business mathematics, we will simply or we are simply concerned with the arithmetic of this, that is, we will here cost means that is the cash or any equivalent of cash that is being paid for obtaining a product or for buying a product. And suppose in the market you are going to buy a mobile, and you buy a mobile by paying 10,000 rupees. Then the 10,000 rupees is the cost price of the mobile for you. Similarly, the selling price is the price that is being charged by the seller for parting or for giving you the mobile. Then the sales price for the seller or from the point of view of the seller is simply 10,000 rupees. And then as a trader, we or a businessman or as a manufacturer, the businessman for obtaining the product, or a businessman buys the product or manufactures the product and he incurs certain cost. And again, when he sells, usually the selling price is more than the cost price. Normally, it is the practice, or it is the because the manufacturer adds value and he charges more than the cost. Similarly, a trader, he also adds value and he charges more than the cost. Then here you know that it's cost price, cost or CP, and the sales price. Then the difference between them is the profit, or this is the profit. and but when the cost price is more or CP minus SP, this is loss. This is loss. And similarly, the another thing I will tell you, that is list price. You have seen that is on the packet of any product, that is printed, the MRP is printed. Maximum MRP means maximum retail price, and or it is printed that is the retail price should not exceed this amount inclusive of all taxes, like that. Then this MRP, or that is the printed price, or the price that is printed on the packet or on the cover, or that is listed in a list or catalog, is called, that is list price. List price, or that is marked price. This is marked price or list price, or we also call this as catalog price. Catalog price. And this catalog price is usually, or this price is usually given by the, or printed on the cover or printed on the package only to avoid bargain. Only to avoid bargain. And usually the trader gives certain discount on the list price. List price. There are two types of discount. One is trading discount, or trade discount. We call it trade discount. Trade discount, and the other one is cash discount. Cash discount. This trade discount is usually discount given by a wholesaler or manufacturer to the retailer, and this discount is given on the list price of the product or on the marked price of the product, and this discount is given to the retailer to encourage him or to induce him to buy more quantity of the product. And moreover, this is also given for, that is to enable him to sell the price or sell the product at list price and have certain profit or make certain profit. And it is usually customary trade practice, or it is practice among the traders or among the wholesalers and manufacturers to allow certain discount, which is called trade discount. This is usually, this discount is given on the marked price of the product. Marked price or list price of the product. Then the other discount is cash discount. This discount is given by the seller to the buyer for making prompt payment. For making prompt payment. That means if somebody pays cash immediately, then he gets this discount or he receives this discount. And this is calculated on the sales price of the product. And this discount is usually, that is, on the sales price, calculated on the, or as a percentage of sales price, and it is given for prompt payment. And this cash discount is accounted or is recorded in the books of accounts, but this trade discount is usually not recorded in the books of account. Then these are the two types of discount usually that is being or prevalent or usually seen in the business or in trading business or while buying and selling. Then cash discount, the buyer receives this cash discount for making prompt payment, and usually there are certain terms are there, that is 5%, or it is written like this 5%, or that is 4 by 10, or 2 by 20, or 3 by 30 like this. This means 5% discount is given if the cash is paid immediately, and 4% is given if it is paid within 10 days, and 2% is given if it is paid within, that is 10 to 20 days or after 10 days but before 20 days, and that is n by 30. N by 30 means that is after this 20 days no discount is simply given or no cash discount is given, and that is here the payment is to be made within 30 days. And here the thing is, there is, in case of cash discount thus, there is a time reference. There is a time reference, that is if it is paid immediately then cash discount is 5%. If it is paid within 10 days, that is cash discount is 4%, and if it is paid within, that is 10 to 20 days, then it is 2%. And the thing is, the time reference is there, but in case of trade discount, no such time reference is being made, or simply the wholesaler that is gives the discount to a retailer, or the manufacturer gives the discount to wholesalers and retailers. And that is the thing is these are the two types of discount, and for calculating profit and loss, or for calculating the sales price and the that is purchase price of any product or service, we must take into consideration these discounts or the discount factors. Then similarly, another one is there is quotation price. Quotation price, another type of pricing, that is quotation price. That is usually the quotation price is simply, that is refers when a customer inquires regarding the price of certain product and the buyer quotes certain prices, and the terms and conditions of delivery are there or mentioned therein, or simply the price is simply varies according to the terms and conditions of delivery, we call that quotation price. There are different types of quotation price, like LOCO price, or here we call this price LOCO price. LOCO price means that is, it is ex factory price, that is price of the product, or simply the purchase price of the product at the gate of the factory, and there is all other expenses, the carriage, transport, insurance, all those things that are to be borne by the buyer. That is, it is simply ex factory price, or we call it, that is LOCO price is the ex factory price. And here the buyer incurs all the expenditure, and that is at the factory gate, this is the price. Then another price is FOR price, that is free on rail. FOR means free on rail. When the goods are being carried to the railway station, that is, and loaded on the rail, then this price includes the ex-factory price plus carriage to the railway station and plus the loading charges on the rail. Similarly, FAR price, FAS price, free alongside ship. That means that is like rail. If the goods are being carried by the ship, then all expenses, that is from the factory gate to transport, loading, unloading, and all those things, that is the goods are simply carried and placed in the port or near the ship, that is free alongside ship. Similarly, FOB price. FOB means free on board, free on board, free on board. That means this price is the price that is being charged by the seller to the buyer to carry the goods from the factory to the port and to load it on the ship, that is free on board. This price includes all these things. Then similarly, that is F freight and that is freight, insurance and cost. That is, here the price may be freight, that is if the that is the price or the seller incurs all the expenses of freight, insurance and cost, which is called CIA price, that is cost, insurance and freight. That is here cost, insurance and freight. All these expenses are being incurred by the seller. That means the thing is, that is the cost price include insurance and freight. Similarly, that is CF, that is only cost and freight. Only cost and freight, no insurance, cost and freight. And similarly, another one is, that is Franco price. Franco is simply all expenses, the cost includes all expenses till the goods reaches at the doorstep of the buyer. That means all the charges, delivery charges, cost, insurance, freight, carriage, everything, port dues and export duty, all those things, import duty, all those things are included in the cost, and we call this or that price is called cost, insurance and freight. Then these are the different prices, and here, as you know, that is cost price, sales price, mark price, quotation price, and these are the different types of prices. And here the thing is, now usually when we calculate profit, then profit is normally calculated as a percentage on the cost price of the product. That is, profit is always calculated as a percentage of the cost price, unless and otherwise asked. But we can also calculate profit as a percentage of sales price. Sales price. Suppose a particular product is sold at 25% profit, that is, or a particular product is purchased at 100 rupee and sold at 125 rupees, 125 rupees. Then here the percentage of profit is, that is, the percentage of profit is simply, that is, cost price, sales price, sales price minus cost price and divided by the cost price, and here it is 125 minus 100 divided by 100, that means the profit is 25%, that is 25% on cost, and this is profit percentage on cost. Then what is the profit percentage on sales? That is here, that is sales price minus cost price divided by sales price is equal to, that is 125 minus 100 divided by 100, 125, that is the sales price, 125 is now, that is, this comes to 20%. Then here profit on cost is 25% and profit on sales is 20%. And normally the thing is, usually the normal practice is to calculate profit on cost, but sometimes we are asked to calculate profit on sales price, and in that case what we will have to do, we will have to find it, or that is, we will have to calculate it, that is, divide the profit by the sales price, or find out the percentage of profit of sales price. Then 25% on cost is equal to 20% on sales. Now the thing is, in this case, that is, sometimes, or in your that is business mathematics, what you will do, or you will come across, that is, problems involving, that is, for finding out sometimes the cost price, sometimes the sales price, sometimes the profit, and all those things. These are the variable involved, that is, cost price, sales price and profit, all these things. Now let us take, that is, some problems from your book, so that we can work out and you can know what is, or what you will have to do in your, that is, this chapter, that is, profit and loss, the different types of problems you will come across. And the thing is, we will work number of problems or different problems involving these things. And now let us come to or discuss one problem, that is, a dishonest milk vendor. The question is, a dishonest milk vendor, a dishonest milk vendor that is, vendor mixed 25% water to the milk and sell it at the cost. Water to the milk and sell it at cost price. Then what is his percentage of profit it is a very simple question. That is, suppose he is having 100 liters. 100 liters of milk, and let us say he purchased it, that is at 1 rupee per liter, then you will have to pay 100 rupees. Now he is adding 25 liters and he will sell it at 125 rupees. Then the cost is 100 and the sale is 125, then the profit is 25%. The profit is 25%. That means he is buying at 1 rupee and selling at 1 rupee, but adding water to it. That means he is making simply, or he is changing the quantity, he is making 100 liters that is of milk to 125 liters by simply adding water, and he is getting 125 rupees. Similarly, let us say, take another example. A man buys a television. A man buys a television by paying for 2,808 rupees. For 2,808 rupees, and getting trade discount of 10%. And cash discount of 4%. Calculate the mark price. Calculate, or what is the mark price? MP. That means he is buying, the man is buying the television set for 2,808 rupees. And while buying this, the seller has given him a trade discount of 10% and cash discount of 4%. Then what was the marked price of the article? Now, let us say the marked price of the article, let MP or marked price is rupees 100. Then the trade discount TD, trade discount, that is 10%, will simply be 10 rupees. Then that is 90 rupees sales price. Now here he is giving, or he is at 4% cash discount. Then cash discount CD, that is 4% of this 90 rupees. 4% of this 90 rupees is, that is 3 rupees 60 paisa. That comes to now 86 rupees 40 paisa. Then this will be the purchase price of the, or net sell price. And here the thing is, when that is 86 rupees 40 paisa is the price or purchase price, then when this is the purchase price, then the MP is 100. Then when the purchase price is 2,808, then the list price will be simply 100 by 86.4 into 2 808, and this becomes that is your 3250. 3250, that means this is the marked price of the article. That means we know the discount rates and we know that is the purchase price of the article, and now from this we can calculate the marked price of the article. Now suppose let us take another example, that is here which is more profitable to the buyer. The thing is two discounts are there. One is, let us say, two discounts are there, that is a net discount of 25%, a net discount of 25%, then another case, discount of successive discount of, that is 15% and 10%, 15% and 10%. Then sometimes the businessmen give, instead of giving a single discount, they give a series of discounts, and this series are called successive discount. Successive discount, here you say, in the second case, the seller is giving two discounts, and you must have seen advertisements in newspaper. Bionica, for the festive occasion of Diwali, is giving two discounts, that is 20% and 10%, like that. Or in this case, we call these successive discounts. Successive discounts. Then here you see, if we are giving 25% discount, then if the list price is 100, then you get 25 rupees discount and the purchase price will be 75 rupees. But in the second case, two discounts, that is first 15%, that means if the marked price is 100, first 15% that is calculated, then here it becomes 85 rupees. Then from 85 again, that is 10%, that is your 85 minus 10%, or 85 minus 8 rupees 15 paisa. And here you see, that is, here you are giving 15% discount, that is 15 rupees, and again you are giving 8 rupees 50 paisa, that means you are giving 23 rupees 50 paisa. 23 rupees 50 paisa. That means the total discount is 23.50. 23.50. That means after deducting 15% discount from the list price, again from the balance we will have to deduct the 10% discounts. And normally when successive discounts are given, then in that case, for calculation of successive discounts, we usually, or we can use a formula, that is dx is equal to d1 by d2, discount 1 plus discount 2 minus d1 into d2 divided by 100. When two discounts are given, we can use this formula. That means here you see 15%, D1 is first discount is 15%, the second discount is 10%, that is 15 plus 10 minus that is 15 into 10 divided by 100, that is here 25 minus, that is 150 by 100, or 25 minus 1.5, that becomes 23.5. Then this two successive discounts are equivalent of, that is this a single discount of 23.5%. That means two successive discounts of 15% and 10% is simply equal to a single discount of 23.5%. Then in this case you see net discount of 25% or successive discounts of 15% and 10%, which is more profitable. Then this one is more profitable. This one is more profitable. Sometimes successive discounts, that is 3 successive discounts are given. 3 successive discounts are given, and in that case when 3 successive discounts are given, then the single discount, or it is calculated dx is equal to 100 minus, that is your 100 minus d1 into 100 minus d2 into 100 minus d3 divided by 10 to the power 4. 10 to the power 4. Now let us say, take one example, that is of this. Now let us say a businessman is giving 3 successive discounts, 20%, 10% and 5%. 3 successive discounts. Then what is this equal, or what is or sum of these discounts is equal to what single discount? Or instead of giving 3 discounts, if we will provide for a single discount, what will be the amount? In that case, now let us see. Now suppose the mark price is 100 rupees. Mark price is 100 rupees. Then the first 20% discount will be, that is 20 rupees, and now the balance is 80. Now second, on the balance 80 rupees, there will be 10% discount. Then here the discount will be 8 rupees, and the balance is now 72. And again the third discount, that is on 72 it will be 5%. The 5% of this will be 3 rupees 60 paisa. 3 rupees 60 paisa, and now this will be 68 rupees 40 paisa. That means after these 3 single discounts, we will have to pay 68 rupees 40 paisa for the product, and the discount is 31.60. That means 3 successive discounts of 20%, 10% and 5% is equal to a single discount of 31.6%. 31.6%. 0.6%. And using the formula, we can find out directly here, that is, you see here, that is D1 is 20%, this first discount, D2 is 10%, and D3 is 5%. And now the single discount of this is equal to 100 minus 20 into 100 minus 10 into 100 minus 5 divided by 10 to the power 4, that is 10 to the power 4. And here this becomes, that is 100 minus 80 into 90 into 95 and into, that is 10,000. And here that becomes advance charges. Then here this becomes, that is that is 72 into 95 by 100, or this becomes 7.2 into 0.72 into 95, and that will be equal to, that is same as we have told you, that is 31.4, like that. That means when successive discounts are given, we can calculate them separately, one after another, and find out a single equivalent, or by using the formula we can also calculate the discounts. Sometimes in exam, suppose you are given a problem like this. Problem is two alternatives are there. Now let us say one alternative is, you are asked find out whether this first 10%, 20%, two successive discounts, second, then another 20%, then 10% discount is given. Then which one is better offer? Or here 20%, 12% or 15%, like that is given. In this case, you have to find out the single discount for both the cases. Here 10%, 20%, that is dx is equal to d1 plus d2 into minus d1 into d2 divided by, that is your 100. Then in this case, that is 10% plus 20% minus 10 into 20 by 100, and that becomes 30 minus, that is 200 by 100, 2 and 28%. That is, in this case, in the second case, it is 20, it will be same. Now let us say that here in this case 20 plus 10, 20 plus 10 minus 10 into 20, 20 divided by 100, and here both will be same, that is in this case 30 minus 2 and here 28, and both the cases are same. Suppose in this case if we will take 15%, then what we will do here, 20 plus 15 and 20 into 15, and this becomes 3 and this becomes 27, this becomes 27, and certainly 28%, the first alternative is better than the second alternative. That means in this manner we can calculate, when you are asked to find out which one is a better option or which one is a better alternative and successive discounts are given, then in that case you have to calculate, that is this successive discounts. Now let us say work out another problem, that is, suppose an article is sold at a loss of 10%. An article is sold at a loss of 10%. 10%. If it was sold for 50 rupees more, if it is sold for 50 rupees more, 50 rupees more, there would have been a profit of, there would have been a profit of, that is 15%. 15%. At what price was it sold? At what price can it be sold to gain 8%? Now, here the question is, at what price was it sold? At what price was it sold, and at what price can it be sold? And another question, at what price can it be sold? Can it be sold to gain 8%? And here you see, this question is, an article is sold at a loss of 10%. If it is sold for 50 rupees more, there would have been a profit of 15%. There would have been a profit of 15%. Then at what price it was sold? First question. And what price can it be sold to gain 8%? Understand? Now let us say the cost price of this article is X rupees. Then it is sold at a loss of 10%. Then it is sold at a loss of 10% means the loss is 10% of this X by 10, or X by X into 10 by 100, or X by 10. Then it is sold at how much? That is X minus X by 10, that is 10x minus x, that is 9x by 10. Then this is the sales price now. If it is sold, that is for 50 rupees more, that means if it would have been sold 9x by 10, 9x by 10 plus 50, then there would have been a profit of 15%. Profit of 15% means, that is, if this would have been sold at this, then that is x plus 15% of this, that is 15x by, that is, here you see 15% profit. Suppose something is sold when the cost price is 100, it will be sold at 115. When the cost price is x, it will be sold at how much? That is 115 by 100 into x, or 115x by, that is 100. Then this is equal to, that is 115x by 100. Now we can find out the value of x, that means 9x by 10 minus 115x minus 100 is equal to 50, or that is 90x minus 115x by 100 is equal to 50, or simply minus, that is 25x is equal to 50 into 100, and here 50 into 100, and x is equal to 50 into 100 by 25, or simply 200. Then here you see, then the cost price of the article is 200 rupees. 200 rupees. And that is, at what price was it sold? The question is, at what, here, the cost price was 200 rupees. Then at what price it is sold? At 10% loss, that means at 180. That is 200 minus 10% of this, that is 20, that is 100. And to gain 8%, or to make a profit of 8%, now at what price it will be sold? That is, now the cost price is 200 rupees, and to gain 8%, we will have to sell it, that is 200, that is plus 16 rupees, 216 rupees. Then in this manner, the thing is, if we want to gain or make a profit of 8%, then we will have to sell it at 216. Sell it at 216. The cost price of the article is simply 200 rupees, because we have taken cost price is x and loss is x by 10, and the sales price is 9x by 10. And if the sales price would have been 50 rupees more, that means 9x by 10 plus 50, then what will happen? It would have been, or there would have been a profit of 15%. That means it would have been 115x by 10. And now, that is, from this we can calculate, that is, what is the cost price and what was the sales price, and what will be the sales price of the article when we want to make a profit of 8%. Now, let us take another example. That is, suppose